Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Chicago Med star teases Surreal crossover with Chicago Fire's Mouch. Chicago Med has been inching closer and closer to Chicago Fire for the title of most popular show in the One Chicago franchise. The ratings have been consistently strong, and the overlap between the shows has been stronger than ever thanks to the recent crossover event. Well, One Chicago fans can rejoice because there's another crossover coming. Chicago Med's March 5 episode will be a bit of a break from the norm, in that it'll take one Chicago Med character, Dr. Mitch Ripley, Luke Mitchell, and isolate him from the rest of the Gaffney team. He will, however, have some help courtesy of Chicago Fire veteran Mouch, Christian Stolt. TV Insider confirmed this interesting setup during a recent interview with Mitchell. The episode Down in a Hole will see Ripley and Mouch team up to help a woman and her daughter escape from an abandoned well. Mitchell was ecstatic about the possibility of working with a One Chicago veteran, especially since they had little time to interact during the crossover. "I had the pleasure of working with Christian during the crossover event," the actor noted. "And yeah, he's a wonderful guy and a wonderful actor. When I found out that they were pitching his character to be the one to do this mini crossover, I was very, very excited." Ripley and Mouch will have lots of time to get to know each other better in the upcoming episode, since they will be taking lead on the case. Mitchell told TV Insider that Down in a Hole differs from most Med episodes in that it takes place in exterior locations. He admitted he was used to running around the Gaffney set for most episodes. "It was a challenging yet fun change of pace. It was surreal," the actor added. "It didn't feel like we're shooting an episode of Chicago Med. It felt like we were shooting an independent movie because we had 3 days out on location, sort of an hour and a half out of Chicago. It was just really crazy to be out on location shooting outside, and it just happened to be a cold snap in Chicago." While Down in a Hole will be more of a contained episode than usual, Mitchell did confirm that there will be plenty of action and exciting developments. He teased fire trucks and ambulances and cop cars and news trucks, and assured fans that the story will feel like a big deal. Dr. Ripley has gone through a rough patch as of late. He lost his friend, he's been put on leave from Gaffney, and Dr. Asher, Jesse Schramm, decided to break up with him. "We hope the upcoming episode helps him get his momentum back and gets him on the right track." Chicago Med star Dominic Brains, who portrays the enigmatic Dr. Crockett Marcel, recently teased an upcoming Surreal crossover with Chicago Fire's fan-favorite veteran firefighter, Randall Mouch McHolland, Christian Stolt. The unexpected pairing has left One Chicago fans buzzing with anticipation, as the two characters come from vastly different professional backgrounds, but are set to collide in a way that will have both heart and humor. "I never thought in a million years that Crockett and Mouch would share a storyline like this," Rains admitted in a recent interview. "But when I read the script, I thought, this is going to be one of the wildest, most surreal things we've ever done." The crossover episode, set to air later this season, will feature Mouch facing an unusual medical crisis that lands him in the emergency department at Gaffney Chicago Medical Center. But unlike his previous visits to Med, where he's received standard treatment for the wear and tear of a long firefighting career, this time, the circumstances take a bizarre turn that shakes up both Mouch and Dr. Marcel in unexpected ways. "Mouch has been through a lot," Stolt said with a laugh. "He's had a heart attack, he's been shot, and he's had countless bumps and bruises over the years. But this is something else entirely. Let's just say it's a case that keeps getting weirder by the minute." The story kicks off when Firehouse 51 responds to a routine call, an electrical fire in a downtown Chicago apartment complex. As always, Mouch is there, doing what he does best. But while battling the blaze, he encounters a resident who insists he's been experiencing bizarre symptoms ever since his electricity went out. Mouch, ever the Good Samaritan, listens to the man's concerns, but when the fire suddenly intensifies, he's forced to evacuate. What Mouch doesn't realize at the time is that he inhaled something unusual in the apartment. By the time he returns to Firehouse 51, he starts experiencing strange symptoms. Nothing life-threatening, but enough to concern his fellow firefighters. Herman jokes that it might just be the Mouch version of the flu, while Gallo bets that it's just exhaustion from running up too many flights of stairs. However, it's Sylvie Brett who insists he get checked out, and before he knows it, he's reluctantly sitting in the med emergency department with Dr. Marcel running tests. At first, Mouch tries to brush it off, treating it like a minor inconvenience. But when he starts experiencing unexpected side effects, ones that make absolutely no medical sense, Crockett realizes this isn't just an ordinary case. The best part about this episode is that it's not your typical medical drama, Rains teased. There's a comedic element to it, but there's also this undercurrent of mystery. We had so much fun filming it because Mouch is such a beloved character, and putting him in this situation just felt fresh and different. As the symptoms escalate, Dr. Marcel teams up with Sharon Goodwin and Dr. Charles to figure out what's happening to Mouch. Theories range from an allergic reaction to a hallucinogenic exposure, but nothing quite adds up. Even Will Halstead is called in for a second opinion, but the case remains a medical enigma. Meanwhile, back at Firehouse 51, Bowden and Severide start digging into the history of the apartment building where Mouch was exposed. What they uncover takes the episode in an unexpected direction, one that ties into Chicago's past and a long-forgotten environmental hazard that may still be lingering in certain buildings. There's a detective element to it as well, Stolt revealed. The firefighters are looking into what Mouch was exposed to while the doctors are trying to treat him. And it all builds up to this crazy reveal that, honestly, I didn't see coming when I read the script. Fans can expect some hilarious moments as Mouch tries to downplay his predicament, insisting he's fine even when it's clear that he's not. One particularly memorable scene, according to Rains, involves Mouch experiencing an unexpected and highly inconvenient side effect right in the middle of the hospital, much to the shock and amusement of the med staff. But as the laughs roll in, the episode doesn't forget to pack an emotional punch. There's a moment where Mouch opens up to Crockett about something deeply personal, Rains hinted. It's one of those rare, quiet conversations where you see a character in a new light. That's what makes this crossover special. It's not just about the gimmick, it's about heart too. The crossover will also feature brief appearances from Firehouse 51's other familiar faces, including Cruz, Stella Kidd, and Ritter, who all check in on Mouch throughout his ordeal. And while Bowden initially tries to maintain his usual stoic leadership, even he can't help but get involved when the mystery takes an unexpected twist. In the end, the episode delivers a perfect blend of comedy, drama, and classic One Chicago heart. Fans are going to love it, Stolt promised. It's got everything: laughs, suspense, and a whole lot of Mouch just being Mouch. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happens in that final scene. With the highly anticipated crossover on the horizon, viewers are eager to see just how surreal things will get when Chicago Med's Dr. Marcel and Chicago Fire's Mouch find themselves at the center of one of the strangest medical mysteries the franchise has ever tackled. One thing's for sure, it's going to be an episode for the books.